Greetings! As you are aware, with the recent release of the 19th installment of the Touhou series, we, the fans, have been blessed with yet another incredible set of characters, amongst which is also the subject of today's video. That of course being, the immortal wolf and chosen warrior of the Keiga family, Enoko Mitsugashira. But before we get into this, I would really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot! Enoko first debuted in Touhou 19, Unfinished Dream of All Living Ghosts, obviously, where she joined Saki in taking over the surface world while in truth acting as a secret agent for Zanmu, the true mastermind behind the events of the game. She was once nothing more than your average animal, living in the forest of magic, and more specifically a Yamainu, a now extinct species of wolf native to Japan. However, that changed when she consumed the flesh of Zanmu, who was still human at the time, thus putting her on the path of becoming a yokai. Interestingly, her transformation wasn't complete until a long time later, when once again Zanmu's influence finally turned her into a fully fledged yokai while also stripping her of her mortality. Something that made Enoko feel indebted to her, and by extension, led her to a life of servitude, as shown in Touhou 19. Enoko appears to have a very head-first and violent personality, but that is very likely just a front she puts up to better fit in within the brutish Keiga family. For whenever she's alone, she frequently expresses her suppressed desire to simply relax and enjoy life, even stating that she somewhat regrets ever turning into a yokai. As such, when faced with the possibility of breaking free from Zanmu's shadow, she immediately takes her chance, going to Marisa for help. Other than that, she also tends to display a certain sense of cheekiness and sarcasm when conversing with others, including her pretend boss, Saki. When it comes to abilities, she has the not at all fake power of controlling traps. Now, I don't speak Japanese, so I have no way of checking the original text, but I'm just gonna assume that the term traps refers only to the physical, material type, because Enoko did get fooled by other people's schemes in the story. With that in mind, the clearest use of her abilities is shown through her signature weapons and stylistic fashion choice, her bear trap bracelet thingies. Yeah. Her combat is entirely reliant on using them to chop her opponent down to bits, dealing devastating damage. Curiously, these bracelets also led her to be likened to the mythical beast Cerberus, the three-headed hound that guards the gates of hell. Though it is very important to disclose that this is not actually Cerberus, and this is but an attempt to hype her up by Saki. While on the topic of her possessions, we cannot omit the necklace given to her by Zanmu. This is indeed a very fascinating object, as it allowed Enoko's transition into yokai to be completed. Furthermore, it works similarly to Lunarian technology, by removing and cleansing all of the impurities from the poor Yamainu. And for those unaware, impurity in Touhou, and the Shinto faith in general I guess, pretty much refers to any concepts related to death. In other words, the gemstone within the necklace was also responsible for granting Enoko pretty much true immortality. And as if that wasn't enough, this artifact was also cursed by Zanmu so that it may teleport anyone that touches it straight to hell. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, this shit feels just like a horcrux. In terms of relationships, I think there is no better start than Marisa. The two of them first met quite a few years ago, when Marisa was but a mere child and Enoko still a wolf, since they were both residents of the Forest of Magic. Then they reunited again in Touhou 19, where they seem to hold a certain affection for each other, particularly Enoko, who feels a strong sense of pride and admiration for Marisa's growth. Moreover, there is Saki, who enlisted her into the Keiga family as a lieutenant in their war against the surface world. And despite her being a secret agent, Saki ended up forming a strong relationship with her, something which was made crystal clear in her response to Enoko's defeat at Yachi's hands. Wait, what do you mean it's pronounced Yachi? I really spent a whole video pronouncing her name wrong and none of you called me out on it, huh? Naturally, we ought to mention her true boss Zanmu as well, who has drastically dictated the course of her life as shown throughout this entire video. However, I do want to point out that Zanmu invited her as well as the rest of her subordinates for a victory banquet in hell, which probably makes her a better boss than most employers, to be honest. Now, speaking of subordinates, Let's not forget the absolutely down bad Chisami, who purposefully misled all of Sanmu's allies in the hopes of getting scolded by her own boss. Because she's just that kinky. And she still got invited to the banquet after the shit she pulled. Lastly, I should make a quick reference to Seiran and Nazrin, who both ended up fighting Enoko due to her necklace, the former mistaking it for her missing air purifier due to it being similar to Lunarian technology, and the latter simply looking for cool treasures. Popularity-wise, needless to say that pretty much the entire cast took the fandom by storm, but Enoko stands out especially due to her interesting backstory that connects her to a main character, and, most of all, her comedically iconic design. I mean, just look at the memes! She even does a cute little dance in game. My heart! Why would the people not love her? So, with that said, what are your thoughts regarding Enoko? Well, if there's a character that you want me to cover on the channel, then don't be afraid to say so in the comments. Also, check out the videos currently on your screen for more Touhou content. Hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.